Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? That's what you're wondering. Well, we're in some of the rear streets of the area known as Skipper, and we're working our way down to the lower crossroads, just down from the former Debenhams roundabout, which is the tree-lined avenue down to downtown Kato Paphos, Paradise and beyond. But we're not going to go down to Paradise, no. We're going to go straight over and we're going to go into the Universal area and have a bit of a mosey on down, drive through and see if perhaps we can spot a superstar or two. And you never know, you might get to learn your way in and around the area of Universal once all of this traffic clears, because this is quite a busy road and most people that are turning to the left, don't tell you. So you sit here waiting and then they all turn to the left, if you understand me. I know you can't actually see what was going on, but about 12 cars were coming and all of them turned to the left, but they don't tell you. So I've seen cars pull out and get smacked. So I always wait, because I'm a, sensible driver, shall we say. Perhaps not. This is that crossroads. If we go to the left, we're going to go down to the little roundabout before we enter Kato Paphos, and of course we come out right in front of the Olympic Lagoon Resort, the luxury 5-star beachside hotel in downtown Kato Paphos. But as I say, we're going to go straight over, and that's Universal, and very popular with a lot of people who like to come here on holiday. Lots of people own holiday apartments over here. The superstar, the chief superintendent of all the policing on the little channel known as Marika and Me, the one and only superstar, Ronnie Miller, he owns an apartment over there, and he's going to be moseying on down very, very soon, because I understand his son's getting married. Oh yeah, so he's coming to Cyprus very, very soon. Who else owns a property over there? Well, if you've got a surname by the name of Mahoney, well, you understand that you've got a property in downtown Universal. Big shout out to Peter, and of course a big shout out to the superstar known as Mr. Daniel, and of course his partner in crime, the sweetest girl in the world, and we hope you're doing well, Miss Sherry Wright. And she's always right, Daniel. So if I was you, I'd listen very, very carefully to what she says. And in fact, we're actually going to go past the home of the Mahonies on this little road. We're not going to point it out, just in case someone might want to go and burgle it. You never know, I might come back a bit later. I've got a balaclava somewhere in the car. So this is one of the main feeder roads to Universal, and most of the year, should we say, it's semi-occupied, and then of course as we hit the peak season summer, it's pretty much packed out to the rafters, because all the apartment blocks get rammed out with people coming out for holidays, whether they're coming out for a week, fortnight, or perhaps even the rest of their life, and they're constantly building as well. Now, coming up down here, if you do reside in this area, you'll understand that this is the Paphos Diner. There it is, that's the Paphos Diner. Had a brand new front facade on it, looks rather posh compared to what it used to look like. This is one of the little, well, what you can call it, a fruitery place. Like I was backing out and almost backed into me because he forgot to check his mirrors, but there we go. This is Cyprus. This is another little supermarket, so if you are in this area in an apartment and you don't want to hire a car, or someone's not going to loan you a car, or you don't want to steal a car, you can walk to those two, shall we say, mini markets, supermarkets, and there's one or two others scattered around as well. Now, if you keep going this way, let's say if you're on foot, for example, you're going to come to the road at the end here, and then you can actually go over the dual carriageway, the inner ring road as I call it, and keep going literally as the crow flies, and you will come out on the downtown Kato Paphos beachfront, yeah, and that's where all the hotels and bits and bobs are. Now, we have to go left, obviously. Well, unless you're a local, then you could go whichever way you want to, because, well, there you go. Enough said on that. Let's get going. Let's give it a bit of a boot, because there's a lot of traffic coming on here. But you've got to be careful on these roads, by the way, because in the things called bus stops, like this coming up here on the left, the boys in blue, they like to sit there and they really, really like to wait for you. Now, we've got a nice white taxi stuck in my bottom, so I think we'll go down a little bit slower just to annoy him that little bit more. There we go. And now the traffic lights have turned to red just to slow you down that little bit more. We'll give him a smile, shall we? There we go. Very frustrated man indeed. Anyway, this is the inner ring road. and we're going to keep going along it, and we're going to come to the little roundabout, which is a little roundabout at the bottom of the tree-lined avenue. And that little roundabout, guess what, has a little treat. We are going to take a right, and we're going to head down to the Paphos Avenue and see what's going on a truly spectacular day indeed. Because you may have noticed that sky, well, what can I say? It's looking pretty blue. I promise you that the sea, if you stick with us for a little bit longer, is looking very blue. Mr. Paul, he's dressed head to toe in blue. So all that's actually missing is you. So why not get yourself on that big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy? Because Cyprus is quite simply waiting for you. So this is that little roundabout. This is the Kato Paphos roundabout. That's what we're going to call it anyway. And if you go back up, you go towards the town centre, but we are going right. And we're going to go down and join the Paphos Avenue, or to you and me, the Hotels Road. If you're looking for a hotel in downtown Paphos and it's sitting on a beachfront, there's a very high chance that that hotel is on this road just down here. On this road, what have you got? One or two eating restaurants. You've got the Greek Grill there on the left. Pretty good food. You've got the Veronica 3-star hotel, referred to as a budget hotel, but it's not a bad hotel in quite a good location. Coming up here, a very popular hotel indeed. This is the Avanti Hotel, and that's a 4-star hotel and very popular with a lot of our superstar members. I understand that Tony Nancaro and his wife Wendy, they stayed there and they said it was fantastic. We understand that Miss Justine, my JJ Tonic, she's coming there and she's bringing the rock star with her, Mr. Andy, her partner in crime. He's going to leave his blue BMW back in Staffordshire, and its rear end is not going to get wiggled for a couple of weeks while they mosey on down in downtown Paphos sometime in September. So we're looking forward to seeing them again. And of course many other people have stayed in that hotel. So this is Paphos Avenue, Hotels Road, to you and me. The next hotel coming up here is called the Amavi Hotel, and that's a luxury 5-star hotel. And whenever I think of this hotel, I always think of the superstar known as Mr. Joe Cox, his beautiful wife, Miss Julie. Of course, they came with their sister, Miss Kath, and of course, along came her partner in crime, Mr. Colin, and they celebrated their birthdays. Miss Kath was the Magic 50, and Mr. Colin was the Magic 53. They tell us they had a fantastic time. In fact, such a fantastic time that they're coming back again. There he is. There's Alex on his horse called Stavros, which means that this hotel is Alexander the Great. Probably, as its name suggests, the greatest hotel in the whole of downtown Paphos. The service and the staff in there truly are above and beyond. And nobody, and I mean nobody, has ever said a bad word about that hotel. And in fact, whenever we go in there, they're always nice to us as well. They don't even think about throwing us out, which is very unusual if your name is Marika and me. Where are we now? Well, Amavi has just gone. The Alexander the Great has just gone. That's the Elmira 5-star luxury hotel. We did try to go in there a few weeks ago, by the way, but guess what? They threw us out. But there we go. Here we are. A lot of big diggering going on. This is the final descent towards the promenade area. If you're in a car, it's a bit of a nightmare. If you're on foot, it's a bit of a nightmare. But obviously, things like bollards and that don't actually stop you, and one-way streets, and you can keep on going. But please make sure that you have a suitable attire on those little tootsies. Otherwise, well, you're going to hurt your little tootsies. To the left here are the luxury hotels on the beach, and of course all little alleys down the sides of them take you down to the blue Mediterranean Sea. And today, what can I say, it's a spectacular day. It really is indeed. There's Miss Layla. There she is. Nope, she hasn't even realised it's us. There we go. That's Layla from the Digital Alamo. I think later on she just realised, of course, she's not in work mode. And of course, I'm in a car, not dancing around with a blue hat on and a silly thing in my hand. And of course, with the most beautiful woman in the world to my side. Delivery lorry in front of us, obviously, trying to find somewhere to park, because parking is a major problem, isn't it? Especially if you're in a lorry and you're trying to deliver things. And, well, everywhere in the world, of course, they make the parking very, very difficult, but of course they do overlook people who have to make deliveries. So sometimes you have to take your hat off to them, especially when the weather is either very, very bad, like say in the UK most of the time, or here, very, very hot, like most of the time. Here we go. We can't go any further unless you're a taxi. So we're going to take a bit of a right here, and we're going to mosey on up towards Bar Street, and we're going to drive along Bar Street and see what's going on, because they were quite busy last night, because we actually stormed Bar Street, if you watched that video, and they were getting ramping up for the night. And a bit later on we walked it again, by the way, and it was absolutely heaving. But the music, oh my goodness, the eardrums of Mr. Paul were getting blown apart, and I actually like quite loud music. So where are we? Alkiona Tavern, yes. Now we know a gentleman who likes that place very, very much, and his name is Mr. Craig, and he's coming out this week. We met him on camera last year, right at the beginning of the channel, Marika and me, and he was a superstar all the way from Newcastle, and hopefully we're going to bump into him again. Cock Sparrow is his tagline, his name on YouTube, and great guy indeed. I look forward to meeting him again. So, Bar Street, what can you say about it? Well, at night time it comes to life. Unfortunately, some parts, shall we say, need a little bit of tender, loving care. Some parts are getting it, but I think we are a few years away from, shall we say, Bar Street being back to its best. But don't let it put you off, because it is quite a good area. Violence, you know, it doesn't really exist. Drugs, I'm not saying you can't get drugs, you probably can, but it's not on every street corner. And in general, most people come here and have a great time, and it's a mixture of all ages, from littlies to oldies. It's one of those strange places in the world where all ages and all nationalities mix, and they all seem to get on very, very well indeed. I'll tell you what, we'll take a left this way. That's T&J's Fish and Chips, by the way. That probably is the best fish and chip shop in the whole of Paphos. There's a gentleman wondering where he is. He's probably going for his fish and chips. That's the new Lodge restaurant there on the right hand side. That's a South African themed steakhouse basically, and that's the Anemi Hotel on our left. That's its new front end, its new facade, and that hotel really has gone up market. I believe it's 4-star now, and they are shooting for the stars, and they hope to actually perhaps one day go to a 5-star. They own the land next door, and they're going to be building more in the next couple of years. So that hotel has come a long way, and the service and the staff in there exceptionally good. We know the boss, you may have noticed on camera. We've stormed it, and we met her dad as well, and they are very nice people indeed, and they've been in the hotel business for the last 40 years in that location. So I would assume lots and lots of people come back year on year on. So where are we now? Well, this road's going to bring us to the rear of the big church, which is across to Russian Road. So as I say, if you continue to watch Mr. Paul's Breakfast Club, slowly but surely, in and amongst the, what can we say, stupidity, there is that little bit of information, and you get to learn your way around Paphos, shall we say, some places perhaps where you've never been before, and you might go, ooh, that's where that is, like CY Dive was just over there on the right hand side. If you want to buy an apartment, well, they're building some new ones absolutely everywhere, and they're adding more and more stories all the time. But guess what? The price is also going up as well. Let's take a left and go back towards Bar Street. There we are. We're obsessed with Bar Street. But of course, a lot of people coming to Paphos want to know where all the restaurants and all the bars are. This is Mikey's Bar on the left-hand side. Very popular, especially with expats. You've got the Almond Tree restaurant. Looks like a nice little place there. They're cleaning up, get ready for tonight. That's a nice little restaurant here. I can't say this hotel, but there is a hotel here, and we're going to make a special video for some people here very soon. Nurkius Hotel, there we are, and some people sitting outside and they're thinking, wow, the sunshine is absolutely spectacular. And guess what? It is. We're having a wonderful first week of June, and if you're wondering what the temperature is, you know, perhaps if your name is Miss Dawn, you've got a husband called Mr. Sean, a little cat called Miss Daisy, and of course a very clever dog called Bobo. The temperature at 11:15 in the morning is 26 degrees. And I think they forecasted a high of 28 to 29 degrees today. So it's not too bad, is it? Not too bad at all. Now, on that note, Mr. Bobo, very, very clever dog indeed he is. What does he do? What makes him so clever? Well, he likes to watch the little channel known as Marika and Me, and then now and again, as a thank you, an appreciation, shall we say, he clicks through to our About page where he finds a little icon and it says buy me a coffee, and that takes him through to the Buy Me a Coffee platform, and that allows him to buy us a coffee virtually, or two, or as many as he fancies, because he's always using someone else's plastic credit card. We thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. And you've also got the opportunity, if you wanted to really support the channel and take all the complexities out of it, and just do a one-off subscription on a monthly basis, €10 a month. There we go, chump change, as I would say, and it's all done for you. And we thank you very, very much. And you get some special privileges, and you will get a special title, especially for you. Some of the stars, well, there's a girl in charge of the show, and of course her name is Dame Anne, and there will only ever be one Dame Anne. So good morning to you, Dame Anne. Talking about stars, there is a lady over in Poland, and she's probably the greatest lawyer in the world, certainly in Poland, and her name is Miss Anna Star. And of course her husband and partner in crime, Mr. Thomas, and of course their son and my great friend, Mr. Bart. Very, very good morning to you, and we hope that you're having a great little holiday in downtown Hungary. Thank you for the pictures, and you look absolutely spectacular, and Marika loved your dress. Please pop it in the post and she'll wear it on a little video very, very soon indeed. We're going around in circles, as you may have noticed. That's the meeting pub. It's changed its name. It used to be called The Last and the First Place, but it's the same owners. I can't say that restaurant, it's a good state restaurant. This is the Aleko Apartments and the Friends Bar, very, very popular. And I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you do like what you see, why not hit that like and click the subscribe and come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter madness. Oh, and the road surfaces are absolutely Sherlock Holmes. If your name is Lady so sweet Caroline, pop your bottom on a memory foam pillow, but just before you do, pour a tot or two for the superstar known as Lord Nigel Big Guns. Thanks for watching.